It was almost Christmas time on Sodor. A thick blanket of snow had covered the island. The engines had a lot to do. Thomas and Toby were still cross with each other after that dreadful accident at the quarry. But Percy wanted to be friends with Thomas and Toby. He was feeling miserable. Early one morning, Percy was delivering the mail to Callan Station. He was surprised to see Mrs. Kindly there. She was looking upset.
"What's the matter, ma'am?"
Percy asked.
"Oh, Percy, I'm expecting some important Christmas parcels for my daughter. They were supposed to come 2 days ago, and now I'm very worried."
Percy felt sorry for Mrs. Kindly.
"Don't worry, Mrs. Kindly. I'll speak to Tom Tipper. He'll help me, and I'll help you."
Mrs. Kindly was delighted. Percy's driver spoke to Tom Tipper. "I'll find your mail, and then Percy will deliver the mail to her as soon as possible." And in a little while, Tom Tipper found the mail and went in his van to drive to Percy. Percy was waiting at Knapford for Tom to arrive. When he arrived, Percy was delighted to see him. "Here's your mail, Percy," he said politely. "Make sure you get it to Mrs. Kindly in record time." "We will," said the driver, and soon Percy was on his way. That evening, the engines were ready to rest in Tidmouth sheds, but Percy was nowhere to be seen. All the engines were worried, but not Thomas. He was still cross with what had happened. The next morning, Thomas and Toby were at the coaling plant. They didn't talk to each other, nor did their drivers and firemen. Suddenly, the coal manager arrived. He had urgent news. "Percy is lost on your branch line," he said. "You two are the only ones able to go and find him." Thomas and Toby were shocked. "I refuse to work with Toby and to save Percy," Thomas said. "But Mrs. Kindly's parcels are with him. Without those parcels, she won't have a good Christmas." Thomas and Toby stayed still, and remembered the time when they cleared the snow alongside Mrs. Kindly's house to take her to her Christmas party to say thank you. This made the two engines feel sorry for themselves. "You want to save Percy, my friend?" Toby asked. "Yes, of course," replied Thomas. "That's what friends are for." Soon Thomas and Toby set off to save Percy and to give Mrs. Kindly a good Christmas. They were feeling determined to find Percy. Quite soon they came to a stop. There was a brake van in the way. Thomas's driver went ahead to see the problem. He was shocked. He saw Percy, cold and wheel-deep in snow. He couldn't move his lips. "Don't worry, Percy," said Thomas's driver. "We'll get you home." Soon, workmen helped to dig out Percy. And Thomas and Toby pulled Percy out of the snow. Then Thomas and Toby's drivers went to Mrs. Kindly's house to deliver the parcels, and apologized for being late. But Mrs. Kindly didn't mind at all. She was just happy to have her parcels to open on Christmas. A few days later, Thomas, Percy, and Toby were at Knapford Station for the Christmas party, happier than ever.
"Thank you so much for helping me," Percy said. "Are we friends again?"
"Yes," replied Thomas, "and we will never fight again, no matter what happens." This made everyone very happy, and soon the three friends went happily to sleep in the sheds, dreaming of Mrs. Kindly having a happy Christmas with her family.